forward every other day. There are lots of things that push us. There are a lot of things that define our lives. There are a lot of things that motivate us. There are lots and lots of things that continuously bring us up even at our worst. Those are things that push us, and quite a number of those things may be motivations, maybe someone telling you something a day, someone giving you courage to continue doing something that you love most, especially when you are at your worst. This second hour of the show, 5 minutes past 8 o'clock, we turn our eyes to the business court. And a business court is to at least motivate you and inspire you as a business person, as a business oriented individual. You as an entrepreneur, as a team lead in any business, you get to understand the scope of life through inspiration, through someone pushing you to become a better version of you. The business quote that we have today is coming in from Peter Drucker. Peter says, the best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way to create the future is to create it. When you want to predict your future, you are only going to visualize and imagine it in your mind. By 25, I want to do this. By 30, I need this in my life. By 35, I need a house. By 40, I'm venturing into something new. So every day, you're setting goals. You're visualizing goals. You're imagining these goals. Because these are the goals that are predicting the future for you. But once you're in the prediction of your future, start imagining how to create it. Start building it. Start making life easier for you. Start pushing yourself to achieve that dream of yours. Because the future is in our hands, they say. I don't know what you're using your hands for at the moment, but the future still stays in our hands. And we feel if the future stays in my hands or stays in your hands, what you do with your future again depends on you as an individual. But drawing it back to a perspective of what we do best is continuously pushing ourselves to become a better version of what we were yesterday. And breaking it down for you here, if I'm to tell you, there are lots and lots of things that we can learn on a daily. Lots and lots of things that can push us on a daily. And this is one of them, that is creating our own future. Let's create the future that we would love to see. Let's create a future that will define us. Let's create a future that we would love. No one else is going to create that future, by the way. You don't just predict it, create it. You want to be somewhere, push yourself to be where you want to be. You want to be somebody in life, become that somebody. Become the person you want to be. Generalize yourself, make life easier for you. It is all that simple and all that easy when things move on smoothly. Let's head to the business tip of the day. So our business tip says for feedback from friends and family. Asking for feedback is what normally happens with television. Why we tell you to follow our social media platforms is because we expect you to engage in some of the arguments and the opinions that we have. Now, with this particular tip is tell people close to you about your businesses, your business idea, and then your ambitions, and ask them for feedback. Choose carefully though, whom you approach through, because the people who are supportive of your personal life will be more willing to listen or give you a realistic opinion. A proper technique is to prepare a short, informal presentation for your friends where you will ask them to try out your product or service. Now, if you want an unbiased opinion, try approaching individuals or small organizations in your local community and offering them a free trial. Well, I think this is more specific. That do not be There are people who will give you a biased opinion, and there are those that will give you an unbiased opinion. But asking feedback as a business-oriented person is very vital and important for your life. You know why? Because probably this shapes us as individuals. This gets us back to a life of understanding the strategies of things. And that is where you get to build on a strategy of getting structure, on a strategy of developing as an individual. All right, away from the business tip and the business quote, let's get back into the SMB updates. This time round, both countries are to hold their first joint business forum